you can see the total budget and the allocation to agriculture, and the percentage allocated to agriculture to the total. None of them got up to 5% for the period covered, 12 years. And you can see all the good schemes, programs, and institutions established towards actualizing food self-sufficiency. They are not well funded. But it surprises me also that, irrespective of this shortfall in government expenditure, yet agriculture is playing, up to this moment, major roles. In fact, there was a report by IFRI and the World Bank which stated that, irrespective of this poor attention by the government, agriculture between 2000 and now has contributed between 20 to 35% to GDP. And yet, the government that claims that it gives fund to agriculture is doing little or nothing. But it's not surprising, because those who are involved in agriculture are in majority. The little pool, the aggregation of the little farm output is what is contributing this, and not what the government has put in. Am I being followed? Assessing agricultural policies in relation to rural development. Some of the agricultural financing policies integrated rural infrastructure development as a means of achieving place and tangibility of agricultural products, like I've mentioned, Operation Feed the Nation, ADP, D-Free, and so on. They have elements of opening up roads. They have elements of establishing electricity. They have elements of bringing up tricycles for people to use to move around. Control food price and reduce inflation. 2, agri-finance impacted positively. That's CBN study published in 2007. It said agri-finance impacted positively on farm income of farmers and therefore higher demand for goods and services of other sectors of the economy. This is a boost to consumption, expenditure, and ultimately the national income. It says also it has positive impact on employment, because some people have volunteered and gone into farming as full-time business. Farm enterprise expansion, land use and institutional service delivery, and hence leading to rural development. The challenges. Some of you will be wondering how this has happened, irrespective of the fact that I have mentioned that government have not done much. This is a research that was done based on Fadama reports. This is just an area, and I also mentioned here that Fadama has been a success, and that's why it's going into the 3rd phase, because it involves communities. It involves groups, and there's the element of counterpart funding, where every member of that community is monitoring the use of the fund. Everybody is a police on each other, and that's why it's running as a success. Then challenges. Lack of adequate skills to deliver services effectively. Lending institutions embark on agri lending without required trained personnel, leading to poor evaluation, supervision, and monitoring of the farmers, hence poor repayment. It's just like you people now are being trained to be rural development experts. Through the courses you go through, you know where the shoe pinches in the farm and rural sector. If you are employed to be an agri officer in a bank, you know what and what to look for or look after when somebody applies for credit. But that's not what the banks do. So long as they feel that you can work, you can read and write, you are employable, they employ you there, whether you know what you are doing there or not. Bank job is not only retailing credit. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. 2, low management capacity of farmer clients. Most of the farmers who occasionally benefit or who want to apply for facilities do not have the required managerial acumen. Some of them have been in this business without writing down any of the activities, whether they are planting in January or they are planting in September, or they are reaping 1 kilo from after planting 10 kilograms of wheat or rice or cowpea. They don't have records. They don't have managerial acumen. So if you are giving credit to such a person, how do you think the person will give account at the end of the day? 3, unwillingness of conventional or what they call universal banks to support agriculture, citing its low productivity and risk as their reason. Another one, paucity of loanable funds. Like we have observed that the government in question, who initiated a lot of policies, have not been honest in funding the sector. Most loanable funds come from government, though this creates a finance supply deficit relative to demand. Bank credit to agriculture as a proportion of total bank loan to the economy has hardly exceeded 17% since 1970, yet agri contributes over 35% to GDP per annum. The challenges continue. Weak institutional support in the sector. Poor funding of public financing institutions. Lending policies of government institutions are skewed against the small farmers, given the eligibility requirements and the documentation. You cannot go to any conventional bank to look for a facility without them asking you for collateral. You must be in position to present something in lieu of default. Have all the good character, have all the good documentations, but you must keep something. And how many of the farmers, the majority, have the collateral assets to pledge? How many of them can have the spirit to wait for the rigors of documentation? Even the educated. When you came here for a program, you know the type of documentations you underwent. Some of you at times will run out of patience because of the documentation. What more somebody who has not sat in a classroom for 1 hour to listen to anybody? So the issue of documentation, writing this, getting this guarantor or that guarantor has been a problem. Most policies do not favor long gestation farm enterprises such as tree crops,